Hi, this is Michael William Denny of ThunderShamanism.com, ThunderWizard.com, and AskTheShaman.com. So today I want to talk to you about what is the purpose of shamanism. Before I get into that, if you're not familiar with my work, go ahead and click on the links below. ThunderWizard.com, ThunderShamanism.com. You can see the kind of stuff that I do and look at all the books and DVDs that I have for sale. You can also click on AskTheShaman.com if you want to talk to me directly, if you want one-on-one counseling, instruction, or if you want a rune reading from me, you can click on that. Okay, so what is the purpose of shamanism? You know, we've talked about before that shamanism is a made-up word. You know, what shamanism really means is animism. Technically, there's no such word as shamanism because shaman is the word for priest in the Tengarist religion of Siberia. So it only really applies to a Tengarist priest of that animist religion. Tengarism is an animist religion, and which believes in the interconnectedness of all things and all we can communicate with all beings and traveling out of body and all that kind of stuff. And so that's why we call animism shamanism, because it resembles that religion. Anyway, that's a whole other subject. But anyway, that's the point. Shamanism is a made-up word. There's been a lot of incarnations of shamanism, over the span since people have been using that made-up word. And so I want to talk to you about what real shamanism is, in my experience. A shaman is a problem solver. This is what shamans do. The first shamans were men and women who, way back in human history, hundreds of thousands of years ago, who knows how long it was. Hunter-gatherers were running around the herds of animals because we were meat eaters and we ran and followed animals. And so then, for whatever reason, some of us evolved an ability to be able to leave our body and find out what's going on and bring messages back. And so these people would travel out of their body or have a visionary experience and see where the herds of animals were, and then they'd come out of it and they'd tell the chief of the tribe, hey, we need to go over that mountainside and over there's a whole blah, blah, blah. That's what the first shamans did. And then we learned how to do other things with it, with this shamanic ability. The point being is that a shaman was a problem solver. That means that when a shaman has an experience, whatever it is that they do, if they're channeling energy, if they're channeling spiritual messages, if they're leaving their body to go experience another realm, whatever it is they're doing, they always come back with something of value for people in real life. And if you can't do that, you were of no value to the tribe, and so you weren't a shaman. That's the difference between a shaman and a crazy person. A crazy person doesn't have any valuable information for you. You know what I mean? So listen, there are crazy people out there. Crazy people aren't people who aren't experiencing other realms of reality. They are. But those other realms of reality are in their own lower self, their own unconscious mind. These are people whose unconscious mind is very fragmented, distorted. They have all kinds of unresolved issues, and so they live in a self-made reality. And that's why, when you're with a real crazy person, you have no idea what they're talking about. That's not the same as somebody who's got crazy wisdom. Somebody who's got crazy wisdom, everything they say and do is going to have something of value for you that you can use in your everyday existence. So I'm bringing about this because I'm seeing this trend in shamanism that I think ultimately isn't helpful, and I look at it and I say, I don't know that works for me. And I'm going to give you an example of somebody. I was looking, I've been doing some healing. People have been coming to me because they want, especially cancer healing. Patients have been coming to me. And so I've been thinking about that and meditating about that a lot, and I've had a lot of success teaching people shamanic ways of thinking. That's all I do. I don't, I may do some rituals for them. I may give them some mantras or some things to do. But the main thing I do is I talk with them and I help them shift their thinking so that they can connect with the universe from a shamanic perspective. And that enables them to heal themselves. And that's a far better thing to do. A lot of people want fairy dust. And they come to a shaman expecting them to sprinkle fairy dust on them and make it all okay. Well, unfortunately, that's not how the universe works. Sometimes people can do that, but that means that that person had a karmic destiny. That person had a karmic debt and owed you a karmic debt, and that's why they healed you. My form of shamanism is that I want to give you the ability to heal yourself. And a lot of people give me all kinds of credit when in reality all I've done is teach them how to do it for themselves. I was watching somebody on YouTube, and this is a person who went to South America for a year because of an illness that this person had. And this person took ayahuasca, I don't know how many times. I stopped counting, but I think they said something like 35 times over a year. I mean, just unbelievable. I thought it was going to be, 4 or 5 times. No, for an entire year, this person went on 30 ayahuasca treatments. And so I was expecting to hear about this amazing recovery that this person had. Now, this person is back in wherever it is, somewhere in North America. A white person gone down there, back in North America, and is teaching shamanism. And I'm waiting to hear how this person healed themselves of their disease. Guess what? They didn't. This person is still suffering from chronic debilitating pain, but still talking about all this amazing experience they had. Now, I'm not trying to downplay that. I'm sure that there was some amazing revelations that they had. But I look at it and I go, is that what I want? Now, I have my own experience with chronic debilitating pain. And, it was very simple. I was living a life I wasn't supposed to live, period. I changed that around, and I changed my connection to that, and I had all this other knowledge, and boom, I was able to be healed. I can't even say I healed myself. All I did is I got my life back in balance, and my body healed itself. And that's really what a shaman does. It helps you get back into balance. So if somebody can call themselves a shaman, if they're suffering from debilitating chronic pain or some illness, then I would say don't train with that person, because you're going to get what they've got. Which, from what I'm seeing, is not, anyway. There's somebody else I want to mention. I'm not going to mention them by name, but this is somebody in the northern tradition. A shaman of the northern tradition is how they self-identify. And this is a person who has a very specific understanding of shamanism. Again, shamanism is a made-up word, so I can't ever say somebody's wrong. But this person has this experience that, they take the isolated aspect of the shamanic initiation where you get torn to pieces and then put back together by the gods. That's a destruction of ego so that you can, that you're not solely connected to your own ego, but you're connected to the universe at large, and that way you're able to be a vehicle for the gods, for the universe, whatever. And again, this is somebody who, when I read their books and I read what this person writes about their shamanic experiences, I read it and I go, what am I supposed to do with that? I mean, it's interesting, if you want to write a fictional novel about it or a fantasy novel, it's interesting. But there's nothing in there, in those experiences, that I can take away for myself. It's somebody wrapped up in their own narcissism. They've created this fantasy world out of their unconscious mind, their ego, and they're running around in their ego having, playing video games, basically. But you can't do anything with it. The second thing is, this is also somebody suffering from chronic debilitating pain. Again, a shaman is all about balance and about healing. Anybody who's got some major physical illness, especially if you're in pain, then there's something wrong in terms of their unconscious balance. Their psyche. There's something broken in their psyche that's not resolved, which is, this is how disease and pain manifests. When the mind and the body become out of balance, it causes imbalance, and that imbalance can be mental, it can be physical, it can be psychological, it can be financial, whatever it is, it's because there's an imbalance within the individual. And so a shaman, first and foremost, has to be balanced. Now, I'm not saying that they're free of problems. I certainly have my share of problems, and You know, I have my emotional ups and downs. Anybody who knows me knows that, you know, I'm certainly not, you know, a perfected being without any problems. Trust me. But I am living the life that I want to live. And I'm learning how to live in a dynamic balance. You know, my life, I'm doing what I want to do, where I want to do it. I've got the people in my life that I want to have, and, you know, I'm able to manifest what I want. This means that at least for the moment, I'm in a state of dynamic balance and I'm going towards what I want to do. Any shaman whose life is not, you know, full of health and whose life is not, you know, balanced in that way is not somebody you want to train with. Because everything about shamanism, the first and foremost purpose of a shaman is to be able to bring back information for the non-shaman people so that they can live a better life. And if the person that you're working with isn't bringing that to you or bringing that to other people in general, then they're not a shaman. They're just, either, at the very least, they're you know, they're wrapped up in their own ego, and or they could be even, you know, deluded and crazy. And not every crazy person is a shaman. So anyway, all right. So that's my rant on all the different things about shamanism. If you want to, you can go ahead and click on the links below, thunderwizard.com, thundershamanism.com, and you can see all my books and DVDs. I strongly recommend, if you're interested in really having a strong, powerful shamanic experience, I recommend Celestial Qigong. It's the most powerful energy work I've ever done in my life, and I share it with you. And I've had lots of testimonials from people who've done it, who Qigong masters and blah, 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 and they've never experienced anything like it. So I recommend that to you if you really want to know, feel the power of what it is to have a shamanic experience. Hopefully it'll work for you. That's it. If you have any questions, you can talk to me personally. Click on asktheshaman.com, follow the directions, and you can call me on the phone, and I'll share with you or help you in any way that I can. So until next time, my friend, thank you very much.